Docker image. Yes, I'm using this one, that is one. Docker run IT and container. Okay. If you want to add your name options also, because if you are not providing, so what happened? Docker itself will provide some random name.
भाई मेरे को एक डाउट है.
Yeah, tell me.
Suppose you are running an image in a detached mode and
Mhm.
the image fails. So how you will come to know?
It will, if image will fail, right? It will not able to create
Mm.
your container. Container will not run into that status. Okay.
Okay, but if
Con
it is hung, means like in interactive mode, I mean sorry, in attached mode, at least
huh.
it will show that. But in
Yeah,
detached mode,
we have option. We have option because we have one option to see that Docker. 1 minute, I will tell you that. Docker PS. Okay, it is there. Okay, and we want to see that it is hung. I feel that it is hung. Okay, so how we have to be see that we have a command Docker log.
अच्छा, okay.
Whatever it is activities it is there, right? We are able to see
Mm.
each and everything. Here, see uh, in this terminal, some commands, something is there, that right? Couldn't be
Mm.
reliable, determine the server's fully qualified domain name. So
Mm.
wait, hold on for the while. I'm going. Yeah, yeah. So what happened? We have to understand that Docker run. Okay, and then after that, what we have learned, that Docker run hyphen D. So it is a detached mode. It is a uh, on top of it. This one, it is a attached mode. So attached mode, we will not able to trigger any command, and but we have to switch from your host terminal to Docker terminal. And here what happened? We are not switching. We are not willing to switch from a host network to Docker network. So we are detaching detaching that containers, but with the help of Docker run, it will create a containers, right? It is a second option. Third option is that Docker run hyphen IT. Okay, IT means interactive mode. Interactive means what? We have to be switch from our terminal, with VM terminal, to Docker terminal, and we also interact with Docker as well. Docker, whatever Docker it is created, right? We have to be interact with that. So first of all, we have to be see that Docker images, because if you want to create any kind of container, so we have to be needed Docker image. Okay. So what happened here? I'm also providing my some name, hyphen name, and what is the name? Int Redis. Int means interactive Redis. Okay, I'm providing this name, and what happened? Then after that, your image ID. Image ID is this. Okay, so when we are creating this one, so what happened? This command will create this container, but the problem is that in which where it will connect, in where we have to be interact, in which cell, because if you want to create anything, even in here in Linux, in my host, it will interact with the /bin/bash, right? Some terminal. So you have to be also informed here where it will run. It first cell you have to be defined that, even though it is needed into that Docker file also. I will also explain that when I will able to open one image information, then you can understand that. If you want to, suppose in Linux, anybody will ask that in which Linux will interact with which cell. So you will always say that, right? /bin/bash. Because why? Because if it is not able to interact with that, so it is not able to connect with that terminals, Linux terminal, and it will not send the request to where, on the kernel. So some shell it is needed to interact with any operating system. So what happened for this Docker interactive mode, right? We have to be also provide some terminal, means some not terminal cell. It is used for. I believe everybody is aware that Linux architecture. Atul, what is shell into the Linux?
When we are going for the interactive mode, right? So what happened? We are providing a cell. Without cell, because the operating system itself will not interact. So that's why if you want to interact with that, if you are going to create any container, you have to be also define some working cell. So here what happened? We are defining /bin/bash. So when we are creating, right, this container, so what happened here? We are switching from where? My VM terminal to Docker terminal. It is a Docker one. Okay, if you want to see that, I will open to
Docker means
different.
container.
Sorry, container, because container it is a running entity. Docker it is only software. Okay. Generally, people will say that Docker container. Sometimes by mistake I am taking that name Docker, so it is my bad.
भाई
हम्म,
मैं कल
क्या हो गया?
आपको डॉक्यूमेंट भेजा है ना, उस पे डॉकर रन -IT और मैं एक इमेज आईडी लिया था, उसमें डायरेक्टली कंटेनर के अंदर ही काम करने के लिए हो गया। आप देखिए
Hold on,
लास्ट
hold on. Docker PS. One minute. Docker PS, it means it is running. What name I have defined that? Interactive mode, right? Here. And that ID, container ID of this, okay? 8F something, it is there. Here, see here. 8F means you are in which terminal? You are into Docker containerization terminal. Okay. Here, if you want to see that, if you want to see PWD, what it will show, Atul?
Present working directory where we are in current.
Kasib bhai? Kasib bhai, are you there? It is providing a current working directory. Okay. So here, what I want to do, I want to switch from root directory. So it is /root. If you want to press ls, right? Fire trigger command. So all everything ll, every command ls are there, right? So every bin folder are there. Like we have read right in Linux architecture. So bin are there, data are there, etc, lib, media, opt, roots, sbin, sys, everything, whatever it is present into that any Linux system, similar folder structure you are able to see here also, right?
Yes.
So that is one thing. If you want to exit from here, so here you have to be press exit, and now you are in which terminal?
Root.
Into that host terminal, your VM terminal, and again Docker ps. So what happened if you have exited, right? So what happened? So your interactive mode, this one you have created, right? It is also stopped. Docker ps-a. So here you are able to see that here it is terminated.
Down.
Yeah, here this one. It is terminated. So somebody told that, right? Here, suppose I want to be delete this what it calls delete this terminal shell. So here, see what happened. Why I am not getting the interactive shell? Sushil,
हाँ भाई
see
देख
that?
रहा हूँ
So always practice this approach.
No, but
Always providing. Always provided this one cell.
yeah
If you are using an interactive mode, right? Always provide a by default cell where you have to interact with that. Okay.
no
Anybody, any question?